Biden has expressed his contemplation regarding Australia's plea to cease the prosecution of the founder of Wikileaks, Assange. Greetings, everyone! Today we will be delving into the subject of Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's positive response to the recent remarks made by US President Joe Biden. It seems that President Biden is considering a request from Australia to abandon their decade-long pursuit of prosecuting Wikileaks founder Julian Assange for his role in releasing a vast collection of classified American documents. To provide some context, Assange is facing charges of espionage and computer misuse for his website's publication of these classified documents nearly 15 years ago. Supporters of Assange argue that he is a journalist who falls under the protection of the First Amendment, and that his actions served to expose misconduct within the US military during their operations in Iraq and Afghanistan, which they believe was in the public's best interest. Now, without further delay, let us dive into our discussion. During an official visit with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, President Joe Biden revealed that he is currently contemplating a request made by Australia. The request in question is for the United States to abandon its decade-long pursuit of prosecuting Julian Assange, the founder of Wikileaks, for releasing a collection of classified American documents. Australia has persistently urged the US to halt its prosecution of Assange, who is an Australian citizen currently battling extradition attempts from a UK prison. When asked about the request, Biden responded, "We're taking it into consideration." Assange, at the age of 52, has been formally accused of 17 charges related to espionage and one charge of computer misuse. These charges stem from his website's release of a vast collection of classified US documents nearly 15 years ago. Prosecutors from the United States assert that Assange not only facilitated, but also actively encouraged Chelsea Manning, a US Army intelligence analyst, in the theft of diplomatic cables and military files. The publication of these materials by Wikileaks is said to have endangered numerous lives. Australia contends that there exists a disparity in the way the United States handled the cases of Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning. The former President of the United States, Barack Obama, decided to shorten Manning's original 35-year prison term to a mere 7 years, resulting in her release in 2017. According to Assange's advocates, he is a journalist safeguarded by the First Amendment who revealed acts of misconduct by the US military in Iraq and Afghanistan, actions that were of public importance. Stella Assange, the wife of Julian Assange, has asserted that her husband is facing persecution due to his exposure of the devastating human toll of war. She has expressed concern about his deteriorating health while incarcerated and worries that he may meet his demise while still behind bars. According to Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, Biden's statement regarding Assange was seen as a positive and encouraging development. Albanese, speaking to the Australian Broadcasting Corps, emphasised that Australia has consistently advocated for the resolution of Mr. Assange's case, asserting that it is in the nation's best interest to bring it to a close. At every level of government, Australia has made it clear that enough is enough and that Mr. Assange has already endured significant consequences. In the strong opinion of the Australian government, there is nothing to be gained from prolonging Mr. Assange's imprisonment. In response to President Biden's remarks, Kristin Hrafnsson, the editor-in-chief of Wikileaks, stated that there is still an opportunity for President Biden to prevent Julian's extradition to the United States, emphasizing that the previous administration's decision was driven by political motives. In advocating for the dismissal of charges against Julian, she emphasized the importance of safeguarding freedom of expression and the rights of journalists and publishers on a global scale. Her plea was for the immediate cessation of the legal proceedings, the liberation of Julian, and the acknowledgement that journalism should not be treated as a criminal act. In a recent ruling by a British court, it was determined that Julian Assange cannot be extradited to the United States to face espionage charges unless assurances are provided by US authorities that he will not face the death penalty. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.